Okay, so this is lesson 5.8, exploring decimals, and what we're doing today, guys, is we're looking at, basically, you see how this is like a base 10 flat. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Okay, so this is what you have in your book. Everyone has this in their book on page 117. It's like a base 10 flat, basically. Okay, and what you can do is, it tells you here, this one, for example, uses 13, number 13 hundredths, and it tells you how many tenths, how many hundredths. Okay, you got to break that down so that you can write it in all these different forms. So for 13 hundredths, what we're going to do is this. So you know that 1 long equals how many hundredths? Show me with your fingers. 1 long is going to equal how many hundredths? Okay, good. 1 long should equal 10. So that which means I can put 10 of these little cubes onto this long, and it should be exactly equal. Okay? Except it falls off, but that's okay. Alright, it's exactly equal. So we have 10 hundredths in a long, so we'll just substitute that and use a long because it's a lot easier, if I can. So anytime you have a number in the tenths column here, right here, that you can substitute a long for. So you might have 2, you might have 5, you might have 7 in there. Whatever it is, that's how many longs it is. Okay, you're going to want to look right up here so you don't miss this, because what I'm saying right now is giving you some real hints about how you're going to do this. Okay, so I have 1 long, which is 10, 1/100ths, and then I have how many hundredths? How many hundredths without the long? Show me with your fingers, please. How many hundredths do I have without the long? Okay, I'm looking for fingers. You don't need to look up into the sky. Look right up here. How many hundredths do I have without the long? Okay, it should be 3. See how there's 3 hundredths left over here? Right there, 3. So I can put those right on the grid. Okay, and I'm going to have, this is what 13 hundredths is going to look like. Give me a thumbs up, a thumb sideways, or a thumbs down if this is making sense, not making sense. Great, okay? And so then this just breaks it down for you. So this says, well, you have 1/10, and then you have 3 hundredths. Right? A thumbs up, a thumb sideways, or a thumbs down. You're going to be doing this on your own, okay, with a little bit of help from me, so I want to see if you're getting it or not. I'm not seeing some thumbs from some people. Let's see. Okay, good. And then when you write it, okay, 13 hundredths, basically you just put 0.13, okay, to put that into a decimal form. And see how there's a 0 before the decimal point? That means I don't have any whole ones. This is less than 1. This is like having 13 pennies out of $1. Okay, 13 pennies out of 100. You don't even have a whole one. You don't even have a whole dollar. Alright? You just have a teeny tiny piece of it. Okay, you have just like this much part of it. Alright, and then to write this into a fraction, remember I said the easy part about this, the good news about this for you guys, okay, is that when you're talking about something out of 100, it's pretty much always out of 100, okay, for what we're talking about right now. So it's going to be how many out of 100? Well, right here, 13, because it's 13 hundredths, okay, 13 little parts, 13 1/100ths. How many of you can see the connection between making this decimal and making this fraction? Thumbs up, thumb sideways, or thumbs down? Okay, how many of you think you can do it on your own? Thumbs up, thumb sideways, or thumbs down? Okay, good. So we'll give it a try and see how it goes. But this is the basic way that we do this as we explore decimals, and we see that the 10 hundredths equals 1/10, and how we write it, how we break it apart into tenths and hundredths, and then how we put it back together again in a decimal and then in a fraction. Okay, so that's today's lesson, Everyday Math 5.8, Exploring Decimals.